race 8 at Bristol. Qualified 5th. Let's see if we can get the overlays off. Oops, sorry about that. Go back to that. Let's go ahead and hit the options. There we go. Let's start 5th here in the 52 Pro Core board, which is fixing after the season gets switched over to Chevy. But you see, restarting 5th, or starting out 5th, and have to kind of take it easy right here. I do not want to wreck Chase Elliott in the 9 or Brad Keselowski. I like to drive it in deep here, diamond the corners. Kind of got into the back of him there, but Matt DiBenedetto out front, as he's already won a race, but he is 20th in points, kind of getting to the back of the 2 of Brad Keselowski, so I have to check up there. As we'll go on board, look behind us, Kyle Busch, our main competition for the year, is just sitting there. Now, setting my sights on the 95 of Matty DiBenedetto as we hit about lap 2 here of stage 1. I believe there's about 14 laps, as Matty has a real good car, qualified on the pole. Excellent job by him. We're going to see we're on lap 4 of 15 for stage 1. Driving him really hard, trying to catch him here. You can see the field got him on 105 speed rating. They are really tough. You gotta hit your marks perfectly. Bristol is not one of my better tracks. As you can see, I just got into the back of Matty. Did not mean to. One of my favorite drivers in all of Cup. Really tough. I used the clutch here, and going into corners, I'm on the clutch right now. On the clutch, back into the gas. I do not have a shifter, but the clutch still works. It slows you down like 1% to where you can just really roll through them corners. As we'll go on the onboard here, I see you getting up to 140 something mile an hour before getting into the corner. Really fighting the wheel there, so I had to get off of it a little bit there. Kind of take it easy as we'll go back to where you can flip through different views here. Tonight, guys, if you can, tune into the Giggity Racing Network. Got something really special for you guys tonight. 3-wide salute for our brother Trout, who unfortunately was in a bad car accident. Right now, it's hashtag do it for Trout. But back to the racing here, we put a little gap on Denny Hamlin. This Bristol setup is just really looking good. Got a good car tonight, already coming up on lap traffic. Let's see where we're at. We're on lap 10, fixing to be about 3 or 4 to go to the end of stage 1. Being real smooth right now, as you can see. Turn it in deep, straighten it back out, back deep. I'm on a wheel, but right now just kind of taking it easy, not trying to make any mistakes. Got one of the better leads that I've had all season long. I've only won 2 races because I got it on such high I'm trying to make our way through lap traffic. Sorry there, had a problem with the mic. As now I'm trying to be really easy as we're coming to the end of the stage. Trying to just hold our lead over Denny Hamlin and Matty DiBenedetto. Sorry guys, my wife come in here and asked me a question, had to mute up for a second, really got thrown me off my game. Just trying to make our way through lap traffic without wrecking anybody. I do not really like wrecking lap traffic even. So I had to take my foot off the clutch and start using the brake. Like I said, I do not have a shifter, but the clutch, if you use the clutch, at least with the Pro pedal set, it slows you down like 1% in the corner. And that little 1% keeps you down there on the bottom, maybe 2%. You see, we're trying to work our way around Jamie McMurray in the 40, and that's going to be the end of stage 1, I believe, as we're going to end up winning stage 1. It's been a minute since we've won a stage. It's been a minute since we've won a race. These guys are really tough on 105 speed rating. Like I said, this is do it for Trout, man. Really good guy. As we're at the restart of stage 2. I'm actually going to give you guys a couple laps of silence for Trout here. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, that 52, I got it rolling right now. Trying to keep it off the wall. Trying to walk away from Denny a little bit. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view there. Yeah, we'll roll through the different camera views. Denny is actually staying with me. He really fought really hard. But the setup I got, I got help from a pro league guy on these setups. I pretty much got a setup for every track, even a qualifying setup for every track. I was giving out my setups. I helped a lot of people out. If you go back to Daytona, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Martinsville, like the first 6 races I posted my actual setup that I use in the race. Next thing you know, I started racing and people were wrecking me with my own setup. So I will help people out with setups if you send me a friend request and subscribe to my channel. MP Roofer is my PSN name on PlayStation 4. Lowercase MP, uppercase Roofer. As you see, I'm starting to get a little tight. I made a slight adjustment there at the end of stage 1. We're on 4 times wear, and the tires were wearing pretty bad, so I had to make a little adjustment there because I was getting really loose. But I think I tightened the car up too much. As you see, it bounced off the wall again. So at the end of stage 2, when we get to the end of stage 2, we're going to make another adjustment as well on lap 25. I believe there's about 5 laps to go to the end of stage 2. Like I said, it has been a while since we won a race. We're only on race 8. We won Daytona, and I believe the other track that we won at was Texas, maybe. Actually, maybe the race before Texas. I'll have to go back and we'll look after the race. But right now, man, that 52 Procore Hooters Ford is just rolling. We really put a gap, on Denny. He's hanging with us, but the rest of the field, it's just me, Denny, and Maddie, I believe, is back there in 3rd. We got a full straightaway on him. And I got this on expert mode, no assist, 105 speed rating AI, as hard as I can. You see Brendan gone. I try to get out of his way, and we're going to have our first incident of the day. We're going to have a caution, and I believe that was the end of the stage, or Denny would have got me. And we still ended up winning the stage by a hair. I mean, it was really close. I was driving my heart out. As you can see, this first gear here, I kind of played with it, because watch this takeoff, guys. I mean, just launch. Look how much space we put on Denny there, and Maddie in 3rd. It's just ridiculous, the launch I get. I kind of want to go back and look at all my setups and use that first gear everywhere, because it just takes off. Denny is really strong, though, man. He has hung with us. He's been strong all night. Matty D has been strong all night. It's like they went back and the actual results from the Bristol race, this is how it was at the night race at Bristol. These guys were really strong. It come down to Matty D and Denny at the end, but I was not out there racing with them. I am tonight. We just got it hooked, man. The middle here, if you just get on and off the throttle, good. Like, I start letting off a little bit after the finish line here. We'll go on board here. I get to about 85, let off. Back in it. Right after the throttle, right there where that mark is, let off. If not, you're going to wall bang. And you see, tight a little bit there. And as you can see, I am in 3rd gear, something that it works for me. You have to find the right gear combination. It does not work with everybody. Let's see what kind of speed we're getting here. We're getting all the way up to 140 before we get into the corners. At Bristol on a half mile, 140 is flying. Let's see, 139. Let's go to the alternate camera angle. Let's see. We don't put a gap on Denny now, but we're going to start working our way up into lap traffic. As like I said, I'm going to go through we're doing the whole season here. We're trying to win a championship. Right now, I have like a 10-point lead over Kyle Busch in the points. So, really giving it everything we got. Looking back here, let's see. We got a really big lead over Denny now, so I dove it in there. Missed him, but Denny's starting to catch up with me a little bit, and I'm starting to get worried because there's lap traffic ahead. Bristol is a tough track to pass at, especially when you're racing online with these guys, because they have the same setup, if not faster than the setup the guys I'm racing with at the Giggity Racing League. Like I said, guys, this one is for Trout. That's going to be hashtag do it for Trout. He's a really good guy. Unfortunately got into a bad accident and they had to amputate one of his legs, and they may have to amputate the other, but he's in great spirits. We're getting a little loose off now with his 4x tire wear, because we've got about 30 laps in the last stage, but I think we're down to about 18 to go as we see just easily making our way through lap traffic here, actually. And as you can see, Denny has actually caught up a little bit on us, so just kind of taking it easy. Still looking back at Denny there. Now I kind of hit a gap here, and like I said, loose off again, and I spun it. First caution, that second caution of the night I caused. This setup is really good, but when the tire wears a little bit on 4x wear, and I got to wear my throttle sensitivity, I didn't take it down. Normally at Bristol, I run my throttle sensitivity all the way down, so when you get out of the corner, you can just romp it and go. But back to that first gear is really what gives me the great launch that I get. And as you can see, Kyle Busch, our main competitor, he's back there in third now. It looks like Matty DiBenedetto must have slipped back to around, looks like about 8th, 10th place. He was strong all day, had the pole. I did get into him, clipped him, try to get on the outside of him. I try to race these guys as clean as I can. The car was getting loose, so I tightened it back up a little bit after that caution, and so I went one way with it, it was loose. Went the other way with it, it was tight. It's really tough to gauge just to get it right. You see, it's still getting loose. The throttle control off is everything at these tracks. I would recommend taking your throttle sensitivity and putting it all the way down. It really helps me get back on the gas without having to worry about spinning the car. As you can see, I've changed my lineup a little bit. I was diamonding it, and now I'm just trying to keep it off the wall because I'm really tight. There's going to be no more pit stops. So I kind of start backing my corner up a little bit. As you can see, we have opened up a straightaway lead on Denny again as we come to around 12 to go when we get to line. 11 to go is battling that wheel, as you can see. First place, we need this win. We've only had 2 all year, trying to open up. I want to win the championship. Have not actually done a full championship mode on the game, so I said, you know what, every couple days, I'm so involved with the Giggity Racing League, it's hard for me to find time to do this, and but I was thinking about it. We did a podcast earlier, and after I got done, we're doing a 3-wide salute as soon as I finish this. 37 guys, we're going to have 3 guys in the booth. So I hurried up and got this done because I'm going to be part of the 3-wide salute for Trout, and I did want to get Bristol out there for you guys. If any way I can help you guys, like I said, MP Roofer, lowercase MP, uppercase Roofer. Send me a friend request. If you need help, I can help you any way possible. I've helped a lot of guys out with their wheels. I'm back on controller now because of my injuries, but before I got hurt, I was on a wheel. I know a lot about them, so I help people that, buy a T150 and don't know how to change the steering radius, for example. They don't know that there's 5 different steering radiuses you can use. But back to the race here, we're easing our way in through lap traffic. Ricky Stenhouse, getting through him. We're just in a gaggle of cars, kind of have to hit in the brakes. You can hear me on the brakes, so I'm not up in the Ryan Truex. Making our way. I think we lapped up to 25th place in this race. Some guys several laps down. But right now, just taking it real easy. because we're coming to the closing laps. We got 5 laps to go, taking it real easy. I do want to say, like I said, we got this free wide salute coming for our man A-Trout. I do want you guys to check it out. It's 7 o'clock. We should have everything together. He's a really cool guy. Unfortunately got into a bad car accident. Like I said, if anybody needs a link to the GoFundMe page, I can put it in the description. He's going to need, multiple surgeries. I think he's going to have 5 or 6, and he has several more to go. Like I said, we've lapped half the field, got a pretty good gap on Denny Hamlin now in second, so just kind of trying to take it easy these last 3 laps here, just to not wreck anybody. And trying to get home that victory, man. I want to get this championship on 105 speed rating. I kind of wish the AI was a little faster here. I didn't want to lap, all the way up to that many cars, but it's tough, I put it up as hard as it'll really go, and with the custom setups I got, I still blow by these guys at some tracks. Some tracks, as y'all could have seen earlier in the races, even with a 105 speed rating setup, I am not able to stick with them as we're coming to the final lap. That's the car A-Trout actually likes to lose. I try to check up on the brakes as we're coming to the finish line. I want him to get around me, but we do got the win here, guys, at Bristol. This was race 8 in the championship mode. If you need any kind of setup help, anything like that, get with me. I'm not able to share this setup because it was given to me. We will go and check out the points. As you can see, a 105 speed rating. Let's see. Truex actually finished second ahead of Denny, Alex Bowman, then Matty D in 5th, Brad Keselowski 6th, Chase Elliott 7th, Kyle Busch, our nemesis, who's 2nd in points, 8th, Daniel Hemrick 9th, great run for him, and 10th place to Clint Boyer. I am going to have to kind of speed this up a little bit because we have a special free wide salute coming for A-Trout. Like I said, that gives us our 3rd win out of 8 races, 21 playoff points, and now we got about a 50-point lead over Kyle Busch, 47 points, I believe, to be exact. And Brad Keselowski is really closed in on Kyle. So it's going to be a heck of a season. Let's see where I do want to check one guy. Matty Day is moved up to 16th. He is locked into the playoffs with that 1 win. But thank you guys for viewing. We will celebrate our victory. And this is the Dirty South Racing Network. We hit a 15.5, which is not the greatest lap. Not bad. Led all 61 laps. Well, actually, we led every lap but one. Hemrick started 26th, finished 9th. He was on the move. Let's see. Tough break. Corey LaJoie started 16th, finished 29th. Like I said, let's finish the event, see where our next track's going to be, and hopefully I'll be able to help you guys out. You can see what kind of line I run. I mean, it's a lot to do with these races on how you run your line and how. Ooh, good track next. Richmond, one of my favorites in Talladega. So that's going to be race 9, and that's going to conclude our event. Like I said, guys, tune in to the Giggity Racing Network on YouTube. You're going to see a 40-car field doing a 3 to 4 wide salute in memory, in dedicated to A-Trout. I mean, severe injuries, guys. I'll put it in the link, his GoFundMe. Even if you don't have the money, if you can share, we greatly appreciate it. Until then, MP Roofer, have a good night, and keep digging, drive hard. Richmond will be coming soon.